Is Schwarz Etienne the Swiss watchmaking industry best kept secret? Hopefully not anymore after this video. With watches like this geometry and the 1902 Petite Seconde, Schwarz Etienne might seem to be all about the face of the watch, but there's far more to the brand than just the expressive creativity. The movements are completely made in-house and have a clever modular construction. Every component is finished to the highest standards, proving that Schwarz Etienne is not some run-of-the-mill watchmaker, but a true and valued horlogerie manufacturer. Schwarz Etienne was founded in 1902 by husband and wife Paul Arthur Schwarz and Olga Etienne. The family business began life as a manufacturer of mechanical movements produced for various brands like Venus. As the company had its ups and downs, its challenges and successes, one thing stood the test of time: the manufacturer's high quality and reliability. The quartz crisis of the 1970s forced Schwarz Etienne to diversify, but the company managed to survive. And by the mid-1980s, the company shifted to become a full-fledged manufacturer, returning to its watchmaking roots. That devotion to high-quality in-house watchmaking still stands today, even though times have changed drastically. Today, industry veteran Florian Brossard is at the helm of Schwarz Etienne, and we're eagerly looking forward how he will shape this almost hidden gem. With more than 120 years of expertise, Schwarz Etienne is a true manufacturer. They are even making their own hairsprings, and that in itself is a very rare trait, as only a handful of brands have the capacity to do that. All of its movements are designed, developed and manufactured in-house, making Schwarz Etienne a true specialist. The core of the movement making side of the brand is ASE, Automatic Schwarz Etienne series of movements. These time-only calibers are built entirely in-house and have a patented modular construction. They can be converted into a manually wound movement or incorporated tourbillon escapement and additional complications with ease. In some watches the movement is even inverted, revealing its mechanical wizardry on the dial side instead of around the back. The beauty of micro-rotor movement is that it doesn't add height to a movement, resulting in a caliber that's relatively compact and visually free of any obstructions. Yet it also poses a challenge, as the inertia of the micro-rotor is usually smaller than that of a full rotor. To bypass this, the micro-rotor itself is often thicker to add mass, and Schwarz Etienne mounts it on a highly efficient bidirectional ball bearing system. The ASE comes in two variations, the ASE 200 and the ASE 300. At the heart, the two are rather similar, showing central hours and minutes and a small second indication at 6 o'clock. The off-center micro-rotor sends its energy to a single barrel and can store up to 86 hours of power reserve. The movement runs at a frequency of 21,600 vibrations per hour, which equals 3 Hz. The difference between the two movements lies in the construction of the bridges and subsequently the finishing touches. The ASE 200 has larger bridges and is often finished with PVD and contrasting polished bevels for a more contemporary look. In contrast, the ASE 300 keeps things a bit more traditional, with elegant finger bridges, circular Côte de Genève, sunray decoration on the ratchet wheel and so on. It is also worth mentioning that the teeth on the ratchet wheel are individually polished by hand. Well, now that we've covered the mechanical fundamentals, it's time to check some of the watches these movements are found in. As mentioned, we have the Geometry Black at hand, featuring the ASE 200.02 and the 1902 Petite Seconde, which houses the ASE 300. To start things off with the geometry, this uses a stainless steel case in 39mm and 11mm in height, and the case is fully polished and has step lugs, sapphire crystal on both sides, and is water resistant to 50 meters. The unique feature of the geometry is its dial, which is designed by watch designer Eric Giroud, a name you've surely come across before. And the dial is made by Carré-Futulainen's dial maker Complemine, another name that might sound familiar. The concept is to showcase various traditional guilloché decorations, yet in a very modern interpretation. The result is simply staggering, with fluted, azuré and clou de Paris patterns in alternating mixed quarters. The solid gold dial was first introduced in silver and blue, and then in 4N rose gold, cherry red, and now this muted black dial to end the series. The dial is finished with silver transfers and lawn-shaped hour and minute hands. and in the bottom half the recessed small second indication breaks the geometrical decor. And because of the different textures, the dial becomes alive under changing light. It's really neat and very pleasing to the eye. The geometry black is worn on an aged leather strap with a steel folding clasp, limited to 100 pieces and retailing for 23,800 Swiss francs. The second watch that we have at hand is the 1902 Petite Seconde, and it was first presented during Watches and Wonders this year, and it's the first watch released under the guidance of Florian Brossard. This model is named after the year that the company was founded, and it combines contemporary elements with more classical codes. The case perfectly demonstrates this blend of style, as it has a lovely compact profile, yet it is machined in grade 5 titanium. And the 39mm by 10.9mm case has a slightly different design to the geometry, showing a mix of brushing and polishing, for instance. The lugs no longer have the step design, yet show a more refined shape and curvature. The silver slate grey or rose gold color dial, the dial shows a mix of textures, but in a more subtle way. The sector-like design is simple yet very attractive, with applied polished markers, a railroad-style minute ring, land-shaped hour and minute hands, and a recessed small second subdial. To make the subdial stand out, it has a snailed pattern, a sector-like scale and a polished bevel on the outer edge. The dial is divided into sections, with the center section being finely grained and mounted slightly lower than the ring with the hour markers is. The design is very well balanced and easy to read. The 1902 Petite Seconde comes on an alligator or calfskin leather strap with a titanium pen buckle. This one is not limited and it retails for 18,000 Swiss francs. Both watches look great, and although they're quite different at first glance, the overall quality and level of finishing is just superb on both. Making that stunning guilloché dial is simply more costly, and that explains the slightly higher price, but it looks amazing and mesmerizing. I'd say difficult to choose a favorite, as both watches are so good, so well designed and so finely finished. I'm curious what your choice will be, the geometry or the 1902 small seconds. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching Monochrome, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, give it a like and a follow. See you next time.